Is Overwatch really dead? Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the channel. So in this video, I'm going to answer that question because there's a lot of things going on in the world of Overwatch right now that are really positive for the game. And the game isn't really dead, although people would like to say it is, and they would like to cite other games, maybe like Valorant and things like that, killing Overwatch. Well, let's just take a look at the facts. So Overwatch 2 is the main development focus for the Overwatch team.
Will we be seeing more heroes this year for Overwatch?
I don't think we'll see more heroes this year for Overwatch. We're heavily focused on Overwatch 2 at this point. We know how much people love new heroes. We are making a bunch of new heroes for Overwatch 2. We have tanks and supports in the works. There is hero development happening, but I don't want to get people's expectations in the wrong place. We will not be getting another hero this year.
Okay, that's cool.
So that was Jeff speaking to me back in mid-March, explaining that Echo is the final hero to come to Overwatch. But then Jeff also expands on Overwatch 2. So check this out.
What about like little bits of Overwatch 2 information? Could we be seeing bits of stuff come out in the future, like maybe the next month or a couple of months? Or
I think we're going to be pretty quiet on Overwatch 2. Development's going great. I'm really excited. The team is fired up. They know what they're doing at this point. When you're making a brand new game, it's confusing to people, and there's these like moments of doubt. And then there's these awesome moments where you kind of feel like you're hitting your groove.
Yeah,
and
you
having
get
success.
into flow, yeah.
And I feel like the team is hitting their groove and really understanding what Overwatch 2 is all.
So this is critical because Jeff is saying here, look, we finally understand what Overwatch 2 is going to be. And that's where we're pouring all of our development time into making the product that we want. Now, you guys will remember back in this November, of 2019, this was BlizzCon. And this was the first showing of Overwatch 2, and it was the Rio de Janeiro PvE mission. Now, Overwatch 2 is very explicitly a PvE expansion for Overwatch. Yes, it will have a new PvP game mode in the form of Push, where it's kind of like a tug-of-war system. Also, it will have new heroes and all of that good stuff. However, it is very firmly aimed at PvE, and we'll get onto that towards the end of the video, but it's critical to realize that this is where the developers are focusing their time on the game. This is why we're not seeing things like new seasonal events for Overwatch and loads of new heroes coming out for Overwatch, because all of those resources are being poured into Overwatch 2. Super fast patching and making great positive updates. The devs are responding very fast to stuff now. We're getting loads of balance changes really fast, and they're making changes that everybody likes. Check this out. So Jeff, the other day on the forum, straight up said, we're going to bring up the experimental card soon with the idea or the focus on reducing crowd control across multiple heroes. Now, this is something a lot of players have asked for a long time. Everybody hates crowd control. Nobody likes having their movement taken away from them. Like, if you can't play your character, that's not great. It doesn't feel great. Everybody's moaned about this for a long time. So now they're going to implement some changes on the experimental card to test this. This is great. This is exactly what the community want. So I can't actually think of a recent patch where the community have been, well, this is a bad change. Like, I think everybody has agreed with all the changes, at least over the last 12 months that have come into the game. Also, check this out. This is rapid response by the devs. So Ghost Dash wasn't working with Genji. Jeff comes out and says, actually, this was an intended change that was made for quality of life reasons, but we're going to revert it in a hotfix ASAP. Apologies. So this is Jeff apologizing for a change and saying they're going to fix it, and they're going to fix it ASAP. Now, this happened, if you guys are watching the video on the day it went live, the day yesterday. It came out the day before this video. That is insane. And then again yesterday, we get this, and it says Genji reverted a change that allows Genji to turn slightly while using Swift Strike. Developer comments, this was intended as a quality of life feature, but many players found it disruptive. So they fixed it. They changed it. And this has been happening very regularly for Overwatch over the last 8 or so months, easily. These patches, the rate of patches, the changes are all fantastic, and it's good because this shows you there's a bright future for Overwatch 2, because when that comes out, changes will be fast. So let's talk about Overwatch League, because everybody tells me Overwatch League is dead. Now, Overwatch League is in the 3rd season, and this was the biggest season of the league where all of the homestand events were set to happen across the globe. Now, I was part of the London Spitfire homestand setup kind of team. I know the work that went into that. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen because of what's happening in the world right now, and no homestand events are happening. Now, this is unfortunate for Overwatch League, but it's something they could not really have planned for, so they were forced to go back online again for this season. and that's what they're having to deal with. So when you look at the concurrent viewers, that is the number of live viewers that watch a live YouTube stream of Overwatch League, very rarely will you see it get above 40,000 viewers. It's probably around 35,000 viewers. Now, that's not incredible. However, check this out. Look at the views the VODs get, and crucially, notice the VODs that I have personally been watching. So I'm not watching all of these highlight videos, which, yes, they don't get incredible numbers of views, but look at the views the actual VODs of the matches get, the entire broadcast. I can see 429,000 views there. You guys can see the red bar under the video, which means that I've been watching these. So I'm not watching Overwatch League live. I'm watching it as a VOD. And I think that's been a shift in the way people are consuming Overwatch League. They are going back and watching the whole broadcast VOD at a time that suits them. And because it's YouTube, it's great quality. It's much better than Twitch. So you can consume this whenever you like. And I think that's what's happened. So really, Overwatch League is doing fairly well. Yes, it's not making insane numbers. It's not getting millions of views of video, and it's not getting hundreds and hundreds of thousands of concurrent viewers. But again, this just goes back to the idea that Overwatch is indeed an old game. It is a game, if you've been playing since the closed beta, that's 4.5 years old. You know, I think I made my first Overwatch video in like very early, maybe even late 2015. No, it might have been 2015 actually. I think it was, because it was on the announcement of BlizzCon. So it's an old game. It is an old game. There is no way around that. It is an old game, and Blizzard know this. That's why they're giving us Overwatch 2. So this leads me on to my final point. Overwatch is, by today's standards, an old game. So what does this actually mean? Well, this means we've played Overwatch competitive for 4 years. Everybody's played it. Yes, there's been changes. There's been things like roll queue. There's a bunch of problems in the game which are inherent to the game. Things like it's really frustrating to play when you lose a game because of a certain player on your team. Now, I know everybody says this, like, oh, I've lost a game because I've got a really bad tank, or I've got a bad support, or whatever, or this DPS is throwing. But the thing is, it's a very common argument that's put out there by a lot of players over their lifespan of Overwatch. And this is just because it heavily focuses on playing together as a team. And that can be a problem when people kind of want to do their own thing. People kind of want to play the character they want to play. They don't really want to be forced out of not playing their hero, and there's a whole host of issues that are related to that. Going back to playing Valorant the last couple of weeks, I've really enjoyed that, because Valorant it's completely different to Overwatch, but there's potential to carry, and everybody is basically the same character in a way. I know there are different abilities, but you've all got the same weaponry. You can go out there and kill 4 of the enemy team and win a round. You can't do that in Overwatch. If it's 1v4, you've basically lost, right? There's no way you can win. You have to wait for your team to regroup. You have to go in as a team. You have to rely on your team a lot, and that causes a lot of issues. This could be something that gets fixed in Overwatch 2. Jeff has spoken that, hey, we're going to make some probably quite sweeping changes to Overwatch 2 when it comes to competitive, because it's an ideal time to do it. I hope they bring in things like a proper score system, bring in things like addressing stuff like seasons mean nothing. Now, they have kind of touched on this recently, saying, yeah, they are looking at making seasons mean more stuff, but a competitive season actually means nothing in Overwatch. So if it was linked to new content drops, new things like that, it would be awesome. And I hope these are things they will fix with Overwatch 2. And this leads me on to Overwatch 2, because I think Overwatch 2 will actually be huge. Now, all right, I've made a lot of Overwatch videos. I really enjoy Overwatch. Why would I say Overwatch 2 is going to be huge? And the more I think about this, the more I start to realize that I think Overwatch is a really sweaty game. And what I mean by that is, unless you're playing the arcade modes, which I'm playing here, which is fun. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoy the arcade. But competitive is, you are really sweating, right? Everybody's tryharding. One small mistake, everybody jumps on each other, and it's really frustrating. What's a way around that? Well, PvE story missions is a way around that. Yes, okay, people will still go, oh my god, why are you throwing? Why have you done this? Why have you picked the wrong talents? Or whatever the hell happens in Overwatch 2. But it gives me a lot of hope as a fan of Overwatch, because there are millions of players out there that really don't want this sweaty competitive experience. Now, the beauty of Overwatch 2 is you'll still be able to have that competitive experience. It's the experience I do enjoy, but I hope there'll be a lot of changes that come to it, as I've touched on in this video. I'm not going to go over that again. But I hope a lot of changes do hit it for Overwatch 2. But then also, you've got a massive amount of players who will be able to play Overwatch. Can I say this, like, sweaty casually? I don't even know if that's the right way to say it, but you'll be able to get your group of friends together and play the game. Now, again, to touch on my very brief experience with Valorant at the moment. I'm playing that with my friends. Yeah, we're all different skill levels, but we can play it together because there's no competitive in the game right now. There will be, and I'm sure when that happens, it'll be very difficult to play together, and we'll go back to this sort of Overwatch mode, and it'll be really toxic and all of that. But Overwatch PvE, I'll be able to play with all my friends. We'll be able to get together, we'll be able to play, we'll be able to have a lot of fun, and I think that's going to be awesome, because that is something I'm not able to do in Overwatch right now. And I know I can play arcade, and I can play arcade sometimes with my friends, but to me, Overwatch in its current state is my team-based PvE game. Now, maybe that's just a mental change I need to make personally, but I see Overwatch 2 as a game I'll be able to play with my friends of any skill level, and we'll be able to have one hell of a time, because we're going to learn about the lore of Overwatch. We're going to get more info on the characters. You know, when you look at the Overwatch characters, what was the first character you guys played? My first character was Reinhardt. And do you know why it was Reinhardt? Even though I enjoy FPS games, and I've played like Counter-Strike, God knows, like I've played loads of games, I wanted to play Reinhardt because the idea of playing a main tank, like an MMO-style tank in an FPS game, was amazing to me. So I picked Reinhardt, and I still kind of relate to Reinhardt in that way. I was always a main tank in MMOs, and that's kind of what I wanted to do. So hopefully Overwatch 2 will reignite that flame, and I'm really excited for it, guys. Let me know what you think about this video in the comments below. I've been Stylosa, guys, and I hope you're having I can't say a great time in lockdown, but I hope you guys are doing okay with all of the stuff which is going on in the world right now. And remember, always keep positive, and yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Toodaloo.